Everyone, we have Lilly Ghalichi of Shahs of Sunset on the line. Lilly, it's such an honor to be speaking with you. How are you today?
Oh, thank you. I'm good. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Are you going to dress up for anything tonight?
I'm actually going to be joining a couple friends, and I'm going to be Spice Girls. So I'm Sporty Spice tonight. How about you?
That is so fierce. At least Sporty Spice is definitely the easiest to be tonight because you'll be comfortable. You don't have to be walking around on like 6-inch platforms.
Exactly. That's exactly why I chose it. What about you?
You know, I'm all Halloweened out. I dressed up 2 nights this weekend, so I think I'm just going to lay low and hand out candy if any trick-or-treaters come by.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, Lilly, I manage 5 websites, and many of them are geared towards inspiring women, and you're absolutely an inspiration because you have the beauty and the brains.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so it's such an honor to have you on. And I just want to know, how much of your entrepreneurship will we be seeing next season? And tell us a little bit about how Swimsuit and Lilly Lashes are going.
Well, unfortunately for my social life, you will see a ton of entrepreneurship next season, or season 3 that's about to start. You know, it's definitely been something I'm proud of, but also my downfall, and that's that I made work such a priority in my life, and I'm so driven in so many ways. So you'll definitely see that. You'll see me working a lot in the office. You'll see me putting on a runway show for half-face lingerie, and just work. What you won't see is me having too much of a social life or even dating at all. Which
Oh, no.
I'm 30. I know, I'm 30 now, and I really need to make it at least a little bit more of a priority.
Right.
Love is like anything else. You have to give it time, effort, and energy in order to be successful at it. And I've given that time, effort, and energy to my businesses or school, those aspects of my life, but I've never really given it to love. So I'm going to try to do that in the future.
Yeah.
But you'll definitely see a lot of working this season.
Okay, great. But when will you take a break and go out and find your Persian kin? Or just your kin?
I don't know. You know, it's so hard because one thing leads to another. Like you said, I have my swim line and my lashes. My hair extension line, Lilly Hair, is going to be released early to mid next week. Then I'm launching a website called wantmylook.com, which is sort of an affordable way to get my look. I realize, you know, not the everyday girl can afford maybe the things that I wear, so I want to do a site where I offer things that are very similar to the things that I wear, or just things that I love, my style, at a very affordable price. And I'm talking like $3 to $40 kind of price point. So
Wow.
I'm working really hard on that right now, and it's just overwhelming because you get caught up, it becomes your passion, and it's not work for me because I love doing it and I'm excited to do it, and I can't wait to get the finished product out. But then, you know, another month goes by and you're like, oh shit, I need to take a break, I need to take a vacation, I need to go on a date. So it's hard. I'm still trying to find that balance.
Oh, well, we completely understand. About the hairline, I was asking a couple fans, do they have any questions for you? And that's one of the main things people wanted to know. How do you get your hair to look so luxurious?
So obviously, you know, this big Texas hair is not all my hair. I wear clip-in extensions, and I think that clip-ins are the best for me because they're no commitment. You know, I can put on as many or as few as I want, depending on how big and glamorous and outrageous I want my hair. And at the end of the day, I can clip them off and I can be back to my regular hair. And it's easy. There's no commitment. There's not a lot of damage to your hair. I've had permanent extensions in my life, and you know, for someone as busy as me that doesn't get to take care of them maybe properly, I'm also very rough on my hair. It was really, really devastating and damaging for my hair. So discovering clip-ins has been, you know, incredible for me because it does almost no damage to your hair, no commitment, and it's so fun. You know, if I want to have Tina Turner, Beyonce hair what's in a pack of hair, and I'm going to have it, and then I can take it off at the end of the night. So
that's so awesome.
The big hair, is definitely clip-in extensions.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. And what about, my question about the affordable, you make sure all of your products, from the lashes to the swimsuit to the hair, you make sure it's for, you make sure it's affordable for everyone. And you're very wealthy, you're very successful. What makes you choose more affordable as opposed to like high-end and very expensive products?
You know, I think that the everyday girl should get to have all the same things as the wealthy girls. And even my bikini line, my partner Jennifer and I are about to release a much more reasonable price point, because, you know, we have our $49 bikinis when they go on sale, but we want to have $49 bikinis all the time. And something that, you know, maybe a girl that is in school and doesn't have an income coming in, but still wants to have a half-face lingerie bikini can have one. And I think it's so important to reach the masses, because making your product for just a small sector of society that are wealthy, it's just not fair. Like, I just don't think that that's right. And I didn't grow up wealthy. I wasn't always wealthy. I know what it's like to want things and not be able to afford them. So when I start my businesses, I always keep that in mind, and I always want to make a product that everyone can afford.
Okay, great. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so back to the show. Tell me, what do you think of the show's image last season, and will there be anything different done this season?
Oh yeah, there's a lot different. I think that, you know, it's hard for me. I'm the new girl. Everybody knows each other in this group of friends, and I don't know any of them, and I'm not, you know, I'm not cultured like them. And so it's really difficult for me. Everyone in the group is very passionate and fiery, and they can cuss at each other and say the most disgusting things to each other one day, and then kiss and make up and be friends the next day. And that's kind of not the way that I am. That's not the way that I grew up, and it's hard for me. I take things personally. I have feelings, so I'm still trying to adjust. I'm still trying to find my place in the group, and you'll see a lot. You know, it's a lot more intense this season in every way, from the relationships to friendships to work to drama to love. Everything is intensified, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun season.
Okay, well, we look forward to it. I know that there's been a little bit of negative backlash about how the show makes the Persian community look. Do you think that sometimes people are overlooking the positives of the show?
I think that, yes, they do overlook the positives, but I think they also take the show too seriously. At the end of the day, everyone needs to understand that this is a television reality show, and its purpose is entertainment.
Right.
Its purpose is not to be a documentary or history lesson on the Persian culture or Persian people. It's just following 6 people in LA that all happen to be Persian. We are by no way representing that this is how all Persian people are, or this is our history and culture. This is just our lives, and it's meant to be entertaining, and it does have positives. You know, there's not a lot about Middle Eastern people in the Western countries other than terrorism and, you know, war, negativity. So to see the same people in a more humanized fashion, laughing, fighting, joking, I think does do a lot of positive things. And if a Persian person takes it literally as, you know, a depiction of their culture, absolutely they'll be offended, because that's not what we're trying to do.
Right. Right. And what do you feel about your image on the show? I mean, it's not often that reality TV stars are shown in such a positive light. And I mean, you're on there, you're not drinking, you're not partying, you're just showing us that you're this businesswoman that's just glamorous. Do you feel like do you feel that every portrayal of you is correct, or are there some things that you've seen that you've objected to?
No, I don't think I'm not totally misportrayed, but all of us are portrayed as exaggerated versions of ourselves, because you have to understand. So, for example, a dinner. You film a dinner for 2.5 hours, and during that 2.5 hours, it's going to get edited to to maybe a minute and a half, because that's just all the time they have for the scene. So what you see is actually an exaggerated, over-the-top character of your real personality. So sometimes I'm a little mortified at myself about maybe, the shallow things I'll say, or something super materialistic, or conceited, and that's not who I am. And I think we all say funny, conceited, materialistic things at times, but when it's edited to kind of highlight those things, it's a little mortifying. But, it's what I signed up for. It's all in fun and games, and I definitely don't have any regrets.
Okay, great. Great. Now, can we be expecting some drama this next season? I know we're hearing something about a birthday party that someone wasn't invited to. Can we be expecting some craziness, some arguing?
I had a 30th birthday party. It's the season opener, my Dirty 30. I've never really had a birthday party for myself. I've never had a wedding. I've never had an engagement party. I've never really celebrated anything for myself. So I decided for my 30th I was going to go all out. I'm not going to give away too much of the drama, but I am going to tell you that I invited everyone in the group, including MJ. There isn't anyone that I didn't invite. It was a very formal sit-down dinner, so an RSVP was required. Maybe not everyone in the group RSVP'd, and if you don't RSVP, you don't get a seat at dinner. So I'm going to leave it at that, put it in olive branch, and I sent all 300 people invited to my party the same invitation, and 299 of them were able to RSVP properly.
Okay, well, we look forward to that specifically. Okay, and just last night, I'm sure you heard, Gigi was caught on camera, drunk, trying to fight someone in West Hollywood. Will there be more outrageousness from Gigi next season, or is she calming it down?
I did not know that. I go to bed really early. I'm asleep at 10:30, and I wake up super early. So I haven't had a chance this morning to catch up on my Shahs gossip. But, Gigi, she's a firecracker. You don't know what to expect with her. You just have to expect the unexpected. And she may look very beautiful and dainty on the outside, but she is one bad bitch on the inside. And she's definitely not one you want to cross. Now, with that said, I do think that Gigi is a really good person. I get to know her a little bit more on season 3, and underneath all of that bark and bite is really just a little girl that wants to be loved and that loves. And I think that, she just has some anger issues that she needs to deal with, but underneath it all, she really is not a bad person.
Okay. I think we see that. Okay, and then will we be hearing a little more about Ali this season, or is that?
You won't.
We won't.
So Ali and I broke up. I ended it for good.
Okay.
So he will not be seen or spoken about this season at all. But even that is a huge accomplishment for me, because this is a man that I've been in a relationship with my entire adult life. So to finally have the courage to end it and to walk away and to cut communication and everything else that, probably should have been done a long time ago is really, really big for me personally. So you won't see him or hear about him at all, but that is actually a good thing.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that step.
Thank you.
Okay, and last question. Understated is overrated. What does that mean to you?
So understated is overrated. It's kind of the theme of our season for season 3, and it's just another way to make fun of ourselves. Persian people are so over the top. From our jewelry to our leopard print clothes to cars that we're driving that we probably can't afford. And it's this culture that we've created of gold chains and hairy chests and everything else. It's over the top. And so understated is overrated is definitely our little cliche for our season, and just, you know, making fun of ourselves as a culture. And sometimes it's fun to be outrageous. So you should be outrageous every now and then, live a little.
Well, it's a fun show, and everyone make sure you tune in November 5th on Bravo, Shahs of Sunset Season 3.